My husband and I were musicians living on the west coast of Ireland, which meant we were living on the dole. The dole, if you don't know, is welfare, but it pays better, and there's less humiliation. We topped it up with gig money, and we did okay that way. It was grand, as they say. My favorite way to earn a few extra bob was busking in the superlative acoustics of Buttermilk Lane. Buttermilk Lane is a thin walkway between Middle Street and St. Nicholas Collegiate Church in Galway City, where we lived. I'd go out at my leisure, sing a cappella, and wait for the sound of an Irish pound dropping in my case. This was before the euro. The Irish punt was a thing of beauty. Wider and thinner than a silver dollar, it was sleek and elegant, with an elk on one side and a Celtic harp on the other. Poetry to look at and music to my ears as it hit the vinyl vanity I used for collecting coinage. Occasionally, I got hassle from a shopkeeper or traveler. Mostly, I met sweet old women coming from the Mass or a saying of the Rosary. Lovely singing, they'd say, "What part are you from?" Meaning, what part of Ireland? Meaning, they thought I was Irish. Irish American equals Irish wannabe. It's a fact. Even some non-Irish have the bug, Celtophiles, I suppose. I'm no longer one, but in my 20s, I felt an unspeakable pull to the land of my mother's 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 mother. Not long after arriving in Ireland, I became a mother myself. When my son was about 1 month old and I was out of my mind with being holed up indoors, I headed with the baby up to Buttermilk Lane. It had been a while and I'd never been busking with a baby before, but I didn't have a childminder, so I parked the pram, got out my case, and started in on She Moves Through the Fair. The old women love that one. The acoustics in Buttermilk Lane, I wish you could hear it. It's like butter, but better. It's like a church without a ceiling, the thin medieval path opening skyward to the heavens, usually overcast with clouds, but still, you can't get closer to heaven than the heavens. I'd been singing for a few minutes when a well-known musician stopped nearby. I recognized him immediately as he turned his back, posturing in faux inconspicuous Irish fashion, pretending not to listen. When I was done, he came over and introduced himself. The band was reforming, and they needed a female singer. Now, this was no pub band, folks. This band played music festivals and concert halls all over the world. I'll be in, band name, I'd previously declared. Mark my words to a friend, half joking. We arranged to meet the following afternoon, and I was thrilled, no joke. We met, played some tunes, and after lengthy but casual deliberation, they said I was in. I would join the ranks of Dolores Keane, Mary Black, and Maura O'Connell. The dream was real, but I wasn't so thrilled anymore. I couldn't help noticing the band weren't the happiest of campers, and they couldn't help noticing I had a baby. They said I'd have to leave him behind on tours. I said I'd have to think about it. Caught between the diapers and the deep blue sea. What did I do? As my granny used to say, I'll give you 2 guesses, and you don't need either one. I kind of kicked myself later, but not too much. I figured if I got desperate, I'd go out to Buttermilk Lane, put my case down. 'Twas down by the glen side I met an old woman, and they would come out of the church and say, I heard you inside. It sounded like an angel singing. Thank you.